Expect the best used car deals guaranteed. Visit arnoldclark.com.
Welcome to Peter and Ruffy's Football Show, sponsored by Arnold Clark. It is Tuesday. I'm Peter Martin. Thank you for joining us on the show. Alan Ruff and Hugh MacDonald of the Daily Mail are here with me to talk football. We're going to talk Europa League, we'll talk Old Firm, and we're going to talk Scotland. Yeah, Steve Clarke was having a chat today and revealing his Scotland squad for the doubleheader, Russia and San Marino. Here's a look at that squad, just to see who's in and who's out, and whether you think one of your favourite players should have been there. McGilvery, Marshall, McLaughlin, Cooper, Hanley, Mulgrew, O'Donnell, Palmer, McLean, McGregor, McGinn, Jack, Christie, Armstrong, Taylor and Robertson, McTominay, Snodgrass, Forrest, Fraser, McBurney, Naismith, Phillips and Russell. So there's the squad. I think there are some good players in there, Hugh MacDonald. What's your thoughts?
I know there's good players in there, Peter. You're right. I mean, we can be, if we talk about now the EPL being the best league in the world, certainly in terms of money and financial strength, there's enough of them in that squad playing down there. There's enough of there's Ryan Jack's been in great form for Rangers. The Celtic players in the squad are Champions League regulars. There's other young guys coming through. I think it's a good, strong squad. We could complain a little bit about maybe our strength up top. You know, we haven't got a game changer up top, but we have got Premier League players up top. So, yeah, decent squad.
Yeah, and of course the manager was asked about Lee Griffiths.
Yeah, close. Listen, Lee's got some fantastic attributes. I just look at him just now, and he's come a long way in a short space of time after a very difficult spell in his life. And I feel we should just give him a little bit more time to settle into the role again at Celtic, get himself fully fit, firing. And a fully fit, firing, sharp Lee Griffiths will always be good for us. But at the moment, I just feel it's a little bit too early to push him.
Yeah, you know, I thought he might have pushed the boat out for him, Ruffy. If anything, I still think our problems are there, central defensive area and scoring goals.
Yep, you've hit it on the head for me. Again, you know, the two central defenders are going to be alien to each other. Obviously, we've heard a lot of good reports about the boy Cooper, Cooper, so he might be thrown in at the deep end, maybe beside Charlie Mulgrew, I don't know. But again, with Tierney there, it's not a settled back four, and that would be a worry. And it has been a worry for us in most of the games, and most of the goals that we've lost has came from that ball into the box and nobody taking anything authority in there. Up front, you're right, McBurney keeps piling in all these transfers and the millions that go with it. He's now got to show that that's what kind of player he is. He's got to be that kind of player that wins games for us, and we haven't seen that yet. We haven't seen that with any of our strikers, so we're just waiting and hope.
And strangely enough, Hugh, if you somehow can flip our negativity over the last 20 years, I'm looking for some modicum of hope or positivity in how you look at it. But if we had a situation where Scotland had four top drawer fullbacks, four top drawer, defenders, and then you played the way Craig Brown used to play, make it difficult to beat. We've always had a plethora of good midfielders, but if we'd had four good central defenders, fullbacks, we would not be talking about all these think tank 1, 2s and 3s over the years. It's just other countries have been able to do that.
The other thing, in international football, and it's a truism to say it, you're obviously, you can't buy anybody, you've got to use the cloth accordingly. And great reputations could be made in international football. Everybody used to talk about how Chris Coleman was a great manager. Chris Coleman was a great manager because there's a guy called Bale that he could put in his team.
Yeah.
Now, in some, over the years, Poland have had it with Lewandowski as well. We just haven't had that level of player.
Yeah.
We just haven't had that.
But that
player.
one superstar
Can come.
can paper over the cracks.
It can, absolutely.
You know what I mean? If we had the defenders, we could have maybe sneaked those odd 1-0s or 0-0s and draws when we needed them.
But, even that top class, a Hummels at centre half or something like that, we don't have. I actually watched Cooper quite a lot last year on the telly. I watched Leeds quite a lot because I like Bielsa and I like the way he plays football. There's a mistake in Cooper. There is a mistake in him. But he's very, very aggressive. He's good on the ball. He wants to play on the ball. Bielsa wants to play on the ball. And I think he's worth a start for Scotland.
Yeah, is Russia a must-win game? Not according to the manager.
I don't think you you're talking about Scotland here. I mean, Scotland are the type of country better than anybody. You can lose at home to Russia and then go and beat Belgium on the Monday night. So it's not a case of saying it's a must-win. I think it's from the 3 games. However they come, we have to get enough points from the 3 games coming up. Now, whatever order they come in, we have to get enough points to make sure that going into the final 3 games of the group, we're still in contention. So I'm not going to say it's a must-win against Russia, because maybe you draw at home to Russia and you manage to go away and beat them in Russia. These things happen, it's football. So we need some points out of the 3 games. That's as far as I'm prepared to say. How many points we need to qualify out the section, we don't know. We'll try and pick up as many points as we can. Like I say, when we come out the other side of these 3 games, if we're still in contention, then we give ourselves a chance.
I think he's going into manager speak there, we need the wins. We need 6 points coming out of these 2.
And then we're not going to get them. And it's all over baby blue, I mean, it was over from...
You're getting me the same as you got me last year for Christmas, Hugh.
That's the sort of... I mean, I think, if you go and you lose 3-0 in Kazakhstan, that's domino. That's it. Yeah. Honestly, international football level, they're not, what Scotland had to do was beat the minnows home and away, sneak a result against Russia. Just hope for a result against Russia. Maybe beat them at home and do so, and hope that Russia's that's gone. What now is, and I think Steve Clarke is smart enough to know this, is he's literally from day one building from the future. He's building for the playoffs and beyond, trying to get his own system into play, trying to get his own methods across. But it's pie in the sky to think we're going to get out of this group.
Yeah. Okay. Don't lose faith, by the way. I think there's less than 100 days till Christmas. You can still look forward to something if it's not international football.
Cancelled. That's not a cancelled Christmas now. Cancelled Christmas. I'm now coming to tell you it's officially Christmas has been cancelled as well. You might look forward to your next summer holidays, but the summer holidays are still in the balance.
Yeah, okay. You're taking a leaf out of Alan Rickman's Christmas is cancelled. Anyway, okay, let's move off international football in case we're going a complete downer and think about the transfer window looming ever closer. 2 big games coming up in the Europa League, but still Celtic fans looking and thinking, well, the manager said he wants 3 players in. And they're going all the way down to the wire again.
Yeah, I think the 3 players are just going to be to fill the squad, unfortunately.
You think so? Squad players?
Yeah, I think they're going to. I don't think any of the 3 players he signed will be right into a first team, unless it's the left back, which he has no...
I don't agree with you.
He's no hesitate.
I don't agree with you. There's no way he buys 3 squad players.
There's nobody going to come in as a striker who's going to be better than Edward. There's nobody going to come into the midfield who's going to be better than the 3 he's got in there. So it's a full-back.
Yeah,
and it's a couple of loan people.
They could go straight in, by the way.
Yeah, but it depends who they are. If it's a loan player for somebody down in the English, Championship, has not been getting a game for the last 6 months, I don't think the supporters are going to be too happy with that.
I actually think he could buy a midfielder who could walk straight in.
But if it's a top class, and particularly number 10, with Rogic being injured, not being playing, I think Celtic need squad players the way I need lessons in pessimism. They really need to buy players that they want it in their first team now.
Do you agree with him?
No, I don't agree. That's what I'm saying.
who's this
I mean, he's
now?
given me a lift home, and I'm still not going to even. That's how strongly I disagree with him.
Of the 3 players who are coming in, how much money are Celtic going to shell out?
Well, I don't. I'm not privy to that. But I tell you one thing. I still think I agree with Peter strongly. They need 2 starting fullbacks. They need a right back and a left back starters to come straight into the team, and possibly. I think not. If you're looking for I agree with you in midfield. By the way, and they're very, very strong midfield. I agree with you up top, especially as Bio's coming. I had a suspicion they might need another one, but Bio looks as if he
All
may.
I'm saying is there will be players coming in, but there won't be a lot of money getting spent on them.
Well,
If you're looking at 3 players and you're saying to yourself, what's going to make the difference all the way through the season, or certainly up until the next transfer window opens, you're saying 2 fullbacks for competition, and you're definitely saying a goal scorer. You're definitely saying a goal scorer. You can't have
still
3.
want. You still want another one.
You can't have 3.
Right.
You got to have 4. You've got to have 2 from the bench that can go and make a difference. And remember, you've got, as you said, Rogic injured. Who knows where Sinclair's going?
Well, Sinclair's is a crazy one. Nobody. I mean, what's happening there is really strange. I mean, Scott Sinclair watching Coronation Street while Lewis Morgan runs about in a football park is a mystery to me. And I'm not trying to criticise Lewis Morgan.
Yeah, absolutely. And the Taylor one is just dragging on, Ruffy. This is, it's brinksmanship at times. It's just, it's like, oh, you want 3, well, there's no way we're paying it. And then, of course, it goes down to the last day of the transfer window and they say, we weren't going to be held to ransom. So the window's closed and they end up with no left back. It's happened.
Well, they can't afford that now.
No, I agree with you. I think they've boxed themselves in.
Yeah, I
think there'll be a holy row if they don't get 3 players.
I agree with you. I think that politically, even if Celtic at the moment, I think it's now moved into the realms beyond economics, beyond even squad. It's moved into politics, and I say that in a fair way. I just sense for the Celtic support now that they want players and they want them now. That's it's almost like a political protest, and he's got to address that.
What Neil Lennon's done, he's put it back onto the board again, and the last manager did it as well. I gave the board the list and I never got it. Neil Lennon's saying, I want 3 players. If 3 players don't come in, the board's going to get it again. Yeah,
well, they've managed to deflect brilliantly over the last 2 weeks when they got it for Cluj, and they still managed to do nothing. So, don't be surprised if it ends up with 1 out of the 3. I wouldn't rule it out. Apart from that, they've got a game against AIK. Away from home, they've been able to play some good football in Europe. I mean, they played well enough to get through against Cluj and blew it at home.
They shouldn't have lost to Cluj.
Yeah.
Signings or no signings. I mean, it was like AEK Athens last year. That wasn't the team they should go out to, quite simply. But I think the key to game on Thursday, and I think it'll be, it's obvious it's the key to the Rangers game because Rangers must score to get through unless they want to do it in penalties. I think Celtic, the key is scoring. On Thursday, I think a goal there will settle everything, and I think Celtic have shown this season that they have an awful lot of goals in them, and the quality players. I think Edward and Forrest have been top quality already this season, so I see them going through. I also see Rangers going through, but very narrowly, Peter.
Yeah, I'm asking the question, Ruffy, can Rangers maintain the battle in Europe group stages of that tournament and with the squad they have? Celtic.
I think we all hope they do. In the form that they've shown, you wouldn't argue against it. But I always worry about a nothing each away from home. We always know, even though Rangers score, it's still going to be a nervous night until you get that second one because anything can happen.
You don't think they're going to make it?
I think that team are capable of scoring a goal and coming and getting a draw.
Okay. One of the Rangers players that left. Waste of money, Kyle Lafferty. He's ended up going to Sarpsborg 08. I didn't even know Sarpsborg 08 as a team, but it's a Norwegian side, and here's a statement from Kyle Lafferty on this one. I'm here to score goals and work really hard for the team. I've got a really good impression of the club. I'm a big, strong striker. I know tough battles are coming, but I'm always ready for a fight. It's going to be 90 minutes with tough battles. I'm here to help save the club's place in the Elite Series, and I'm really looking forward to it. I hope we can start on Sunday with 3 points and maybe score 1 or 2. There was talk of him going back to Hearts. I think they dodged a bullet.
this stuff about working hard, etc., that follows on a statement when he left Rangers, when he was talking about indicating he hadn't worked hard. I think the lad's probably got problems that need addressed. Certainly, whether it's psychologically or attitude. Because at one time he was a game changer for Michael O'Neill's Northern Ireland,
Oh, he was a talisman.
It really was.
And if you go back to Rangers a second time, you think to yourself,
this is it.
This is a great opportunity
Exactly.
to go, and the fans embraced him. He had a good season at Hearts. Just go there and do the business.
Absolutely, and he got the chances as well, because Steven Gerrard was, that last season was a season up until Christmas without Defoe, with Morelos in his disciplinary mode. You would have thought he could, chances to really take it on, chances to improve, impress managers in training. A real missed opportunity for him.
Okay, we're going to talk Hearts and whether they can hold on to a star youngster, and we're going to talk about that long-running saga over Stevie May. That's coming up after a quiz that I think suits Hugh MacDonald down to a T. And just in case we do get complaints, don't worry, the European Cup final that he scored in wasn't Aberdeen against Motherwell, as you can see from the big giant posters there at Hampden Park. It was
Aberdeen v Motherwell was the European Cup final the next year.
Exactly. Wouldn't that be great, Hugh? Anyway, good luck with the quiz. You can win a T-shirt, our PLZ team T-shirts in the colour of your favourite team. Now, Celtic tried to get the left back from Hearts, Aaron Hickey. Man City are now looking at him.
Yeah, but the thing about the Man City thing is they're talking about $1.5 million. I'm just at the moment reading the pre-publication of a Man City book on Pep, and $1.5 million is probably what they pay for their dietitian in the club. I mean, they could actually just go out and just roll that off as money lost. Just take a real gamble on the kid.
I think he'd go to the squad development. I mean, if I was Aaron Hickey, he was at Celtic and he decided to go to Hearts because he thought, I'm not going to get into this team. So there was a youngster who clearly thought to himself, I've got to play. So I can't see him suddenly saying to himself, well, I'm now going to join Man City.
I can, Peter.
You can?
Yeah, this is why I think at one time in your life, that's all right. But the size of Man City, it's like the Liam Miller thing.
You're talking just about the money then?
And the glamour. Just at 16, just to say to yourself, if you look back 10 years later, and God forgive me, I hope this doesn't happen. We look back 10 years later, it was cruciate and maybe playing down the leagues. You say, I turned down Man City at one time. I think the experience at Man City, he would have to. If I was him and it was his agent, I'd say to him, go for this, believe in yourself, go there and press, go be positive, really go for it. Yeah. They've come and they've looked at you, they want you to go down there. Because what's the bottom line? Manchester City after a year and a half says, oh, we don't fancy this kid. He can still come back up to a Premier. I just think go for it. I know your reservations about it.
Yeah.
I just think, see if I was advising a kid, just go for it, go for the dream.
What about Stevie May? I mean, this is one of those stories. This is definitely one of those third page in double pagers on how this one's all came about. But deal on, deal off, deal on, deal off.
Seems to be all about finance. It seems to be he's got a couple of years left with Aberdeen. He's on X amount of pounds. So Johnson want him, but aren't they happy to come in between the wage demands? And that's all it's boiling down to. So somebody has to give a bit of leeway. If Darren McInnes is saying he's not going to be in his side or in his squad, then there has to be some kind of in between that both of them can agree on, because the boy will be wanting to be playing as well.
Sadly, I think he's a shadow of the player he once was.
And that's sad as well, because a great admirer of the year that St Johnstone won the Scottish Cup. I thought he was apart from his goals, I thought he was a fantastic team player from that year. Tommy Wright played him across the front three, and he ran himself into the ground for the team. He was a I thought he was superb that season, and I wished him a good lad as well, Peter, as you know.
Oh, great guy.
And I wished him all the best. Injury has compromised him severely.
Yeah, I don't know if you remember, Hugh, but we had him regularly on the show in his digs, of course, you see. There's nobody that we haven't had on, to be honest with you. And with that in mind, I must say, from a position of strength, we haven't been hanging about in the transfer market, Ruffy. We've got Alison McConnell joining us. We've got Tam McManus joining us. We've got Tam Cowan joining the team. We're strengthening.
Yeah, I have to say that our board has moved very quickly. We haven't hung about at all.
Well, I'm really worried that the transfer window's no shut. I'm holding on to this chair very strongly at the moment, Ruffy.
Well, if I can tell you, Hugh, the last thing you do is get rid of your number 10. It's as simple as that. How much
Number
more,
10th choice.
How much more of a confidence booster do you need? And on that note, thanks to Hugh MacDonald and to Ruffy, if you get a chance, join us on this football merry-go-round day to day, Monday to Friday. We're on Facebook Live, and of course you can follow us on YouTube. You can subscribe. All the details below, as you can see, and join the football family. Talking about football, you'll get opinions, you'll get the banter, and you'll also get to win some fabulous prizes as well with all the competitions we have. So from Ruffy, from Hugh, and the supporting cast, thanks for watching.
Expect the best used car deals guaranteed. Visit arnoldclark.com.